Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Today, we have a personal project that I'm working on. This is my Gator TX. I was just given it here recently, and as you can see, got no engine in it. But there's a reason for that, because it's sitting over here. As some of you may know, John Deere Gator TXs, especially these smaller ones, are powered by a Kawasaki FJ400 engine. Now, I was given this one for a couple of reasons. One, the transmission, the detent on the transmission shifter is misbehaving. So it's already unhooked, as you can see right there. So, but basically when you would move this shifter lever here, you wouldn't feel the nice thunk, thunk as you went from gear to gear. So, I've been told by the gentleman that fixed this the first time that it's really simple to fix. It's just really freaking labor intensive because you have to pull the engine, pull the muffler, and then pull the transmission to actually get in the thing. So what we will be doing here is I'm going to pull this guy off, that guy, and we'll bring you back once that's off, and we'll pop it open and see what our issue is with the little shifter detent. But then this guy, the service or the maintenance director at the camp that gave it to me said that the stator was not delivering a charge. But when I pulled the engine out, come to find out these two wires right here were disconnected. So, or at least this wire was disconnected and pulled, and the little spade connector there was actually yanked off of the wire. So got a new spade connector on there, and we're going to actually bench test this guy, or we'll pull the spark plug and get something that can spin the engine over nicely before it goes back on the Gator. See if we can get the stator to produce some voltage out of there. But may look dirty, but when I was able to drive itself off, and it can cruise around just fine. But I'd really like to get that detent fixed on the shifter there, because that is a little obnoxious, and then maybe we can have a normal functioning Gator again. So that's what we're up to in the shop, and we will bring you guys back once I have the transmission cracked open. We got the Gator's transmission on the bench. I thought I was going to open this up and see a little bit of a mess, but you can see all these gears are actually in really good shape. Splines on the actual axle are in really good shape. Differential in exquisite shape. Actual shifting mechanism also in good shape. So good to see. So reverse, forward. Whoa, don't want to lose my roller pin there, or my roller bearing there. But yeah, so status update on this guy is I'm not quite certain why it was the little detent action on the shifter lever wasn't quite working, but given how clean the innards of this transmission are, I'd say I'm ready to throw some gasket maker on it and button her back up, because this thing's in good shape. I am very pleased at what I see. Worst thing that happens is I have to fidget with the shifter to start the Gator, but honestly, I have no issue with that, and I think I can make do. But the only troublesome part might be will this guy, when I am trying to back up, will it fall out of reverse? I don't think it will, because the detent, like you can hear the detent. Oh crap, knocked over my oil. Ugh, that's how my morning's going, I guess. Yep. Anyway, but you can hear this detent is working quite nicely. It's not quite as strong as I'd like it, but you know what? I'll take it. So that is the trans of the Gator TX, and we're going to start putting them back together, and we'll show you it in action. Like I said, it's this machine, if I understand correctly, let me check how old it is. This machine's got 2,160 hours on it. So this machine ain't young anymore, but the transmission innards are clean, spotless. So we're going to button her back up, put her back together. We're going to bench test the engine right there, and we'll bring you back. We are hopefully closing in on the finish line of the Gator. Got the trans remounted. Nice gasket sealer. Did we have any leaks overnight? No, we did not. So, used some 90-minute set gasket maker on it. So it's all ready to go. Tightened, brake bled, the works. It's bench test time on the engine though, because we want to make sure that the stator is still producing voltage before we stick it back in to the Gator itself, because it's a lot easier to pull the flywheel off up on the bench top than it is when it's buried in that engine compartment. So here's our setup for the bench test. For the starter, we got Interstate batteries, SP40, doing the grunt work. Skookum battery, if ever you need a good lawn and garden battery. Expensive as all get out, but really, really good battery. And then we got a little spade connector. I just take this guy, touch it to that hot jumper right there, and it activates the solenoid. For a little extra oomph to get it to crank over, we got my little hazard fraught battery charger that we'll put on the SP40 just to give it a little extra muscle. We're only testing this long enough to check the voltage on the stator. Nothing more. That's why I'm using blocks to hold up the muffler for right now. The engine shakes it loose, the engine shakes it loose. Should be okay just for the couple minutes that it'll be running. So, let's go ahead and put you on the tripod, and we'll bench test this guy. Any clicking in the background, that's my little charger. Voltage. DC. Make sure that clears out. Alrighty. Zeros. There we go. Contact. Threw some starter fluid in the old carburetor, so let's see if she wants to start for us at all. Whoop. Come on, just a little bit more. Needs a little more starting fluid. Tell you what, I'll bring you back once I got it installed again, because needs a little more oomph than what it's got. This is part 4 of the Gator TX. I just bench tested this engine because I needed to check to make sure that the stator was, in fact, working properly and delivering the voltage that I needed it to. I didn't bring on for the bench test because, well, 1, because I ran out of video time. 2, there's only so much that my ADD brain can handle while, working on an engine like this. But because brain, any ADDers out there, solidarity. At least I'm diagnosed with the ADD. Just had an ADD moment right there. ADHDers, you guys are valid too. Love you. Anyway, back to the engine. Check the voltage coming from our stator. All is well and good at half throttle. This thing was putting out 14.5 volts, which means that stator is plenty good. It is delivering lots of juice. Juice. Wow, I'm leaving that in there because that's just too funny to say. Delivering lots of juice. that will power the battery and any other implements that I might need it to. Anyway, we're ready to pull the muffler off one last time and drop the engine back into the Gator. Already changed the oil on it, on the engine, so we're going to drop it back in. Once it's back in, take it for a test run, and if all is well and good, I'm going to take that pressure washer of mine home, and we're going to blast this thing off, get it looking nice and clean. So that's where we're at. We'll bring you back once the engine's in. Well, we are all loaded back in the bed of the Gator. Only one thing to do, but Gator TX. Sounds good. We got power. And yeah. I think it's time for a test spin. So before we take it out, we're going to do a little voltage check. 1412, we got power. Well, let's go. Woohoo! Thanks for watching.